Looking for an honest review of Five Nights at Freddy's and the movie Freelance? I just watched it, so continue watching to figure out what I had to say about it.
I'm Jupe. This is Hempy. Welcome back to ByteSized Talks.
So I just got done watching both these movies, Freelance and Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm gonna start out with Freelance really quick. So Freelance stars John Cena. I forget the name of the other actress, but she's fairly popular. But it's mostly John Cena.
Brie?
Okay.
Oh no, Claire Wellington.
No, that's her character's name.
Oh, my bad. Allison Brie then.
I wasn't sure. So John Cena in this movie plays somebody who became a special forces operator, soldier. In his retirement due to injury, he's struggling to find value in his life, and one thing or another, he finds his way into having to protect this reporter who's kind of fallen out of grace, has trying to protect her, as she has like the inside to talking to somebody who's known as a like vicious dictator.
Okay.
And then over there, shit goes to hell. John Cena, one man wrecking crew, trying to save the day, save everybody. And that's the thing. I'm not gonna throw anything else out there as far as telling it. It feels more like a Netflix movie than something that gets released in theaters. But like it wasn't. It's not terrible. It's just not anything overly new or exciting.
Yeah, I haven't even heard about this movie. Like now that you mentioned, it's the first time I've ever heard it.
I mean, Captain, we're that way too. When you learn that polar bears weren't in the South Pole way. Like,
I was young and dumb. Okay,
you're fucking 20 years old and in college. Like,
I was about 19, 18, 19.
Yeah, but at that point you couldn't do the math well enough, so you just rounded up to 20. I
get the lead on this show.
But yeah, it's not a bad movie. It's one of those things where like you're expecting a certain sort of
quality.
Yeah, certainly. Like and again, it delivers on all that, but it's just like it's not new, it's not exciting. It's just one of those other things where it's like, okay, yeah, he's he's not gonna die here because he has to go on and do something the rest of the movie. The one thought I did have during it is like, I don't know why it's so much harder for me to believe like John Cena as being like a normal guy who like goes off and like into war and kicks ass because like he's so muscle bound. But I had no problem ever accepting Arnold Schwarzenegger in similar roles.
That's funny.
Yeah, like Arnold just like trying to like, I don't know, just be a dad or like just having a normal thing, and it's like, no, like those guys make so much more sense when they're supposed to be like the Terminator or some crazy muscular like enforcer type of guy. But yeah, not a bad movie, just nothing wild. You're not gonna walk away going like, dude, you gotta go check it out. Like, it's like, yeah, if you got nothing better to do, I guess it's probably gonna be something. I would say it's gonna be better. Just wait for it to get released on a streaming platform. Again, I think an average movie is 5. I give it slightly above it at a 5.5.
Guess the critics' review on this. There's only 6 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, critics have to have it low.
Guess
27.
I don't know if this is wrong, but it says 0%.
So again, if it's somebody who's like, I want to see, a well-developed plot and the storyline, like, it's like, no, like if you like the Expendable movies, if like you watch those, like, like they're not bad. Like, it's very much along the lines of that. Like, you know what you're getting into when you go into one of these like shoot 'em up type movies. The guy, like, there's gonna be times where he's like just kicking ass for a couple minutes. There's times where they're just making stupid like jokes about the people they kill, or like
Yeah.
um, it's not going to be like something I hold at a higher level like Sicario. Like that has a lot of shoot 'em up, but it's also a much deeper story. It's serious. The score, like
Dude,
this
some of the
is
critics. So real quick, I'm gonna run through this. So Matt Donato says Freelance is a eyesore of horrendous digital effects. Barry Hurt says John Cena deserves better, and so do we. Dude, they did not like this movie.
again, it's a Netflix level movie. Like
Yeah.
um, yeah, like I'd put it on with the one where Kevin James played like some spy, like um,
Now, was it to the level like Sharknado was when it comes to the effects?
no, 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 no.
No.
Sharknado is god awful. Like, but this is just one of those things. Like, if somebody's running out on foot, you know, how is a helicopter with like machine guns and missiles not going to kill him?
Yeah, I see what you
You know,
mean.
like, like,
It's a
like,
bad pilot.
yeah, like, um, yeah, like so that I think that's the thing. Like, you're like, oh, come on, like, really, like, it's so unrealistic. You know, the way he saves the day, and it's like that guy who like just shot the other three people, no problem, missed you, and you're the same distance. You know,
Yeah,
so that's the thing. It's just one of those corny action movies. You can't watch it too seriously. You can't watch it as if it's like a real like act of valor or one of those other like gritty war movies. But
yeah,
yeah, if you like, again, more on the lines of like not as gory or as serious, but like if you enjoy an expendable movie, like you'll enjoy this.
yeah.
Or maybe more along the lines of the Arnold Schwarzenegger like little miniseries he had on Netflix. Um, God, I'm forgetting the name of it, but it's kind of more along the lines of that. Can you look up the name of that? Put in Schwarzenegger Netflix. Um, it's something that has to do with like I remember it's like Fubar, I think was the name of it. Um, which is like acronym for fucked up beyond recognition.
Yeah, Fubar.
Okay, yeah. If you enjoyed Fubar, you'll probably like Freelance. It doesn't have the same story as Fubar, but
Yeah.
um, okay. But Five Nights at Freddy's. Um, I knew this had to deal with a video game. I never got into the video game, but I knew it was based off of a game. I don't know how tightly it sticks to the narrative of the movie. So if you're like, no, that's not how it happened, or you know, but in watching it, I went into it with zero expectations.
Expectation.
You
Yeah.
know, I wasn't like, oh, I hope they do this or I hope to see that or nothing. Um, it ended up being a different. It had a more of a story than I anticipated.
Yeah.
Um, and I was like, huh, that's actually kind of interesting, and that's a nice little play on it. So I actually enjoyed it. Again, it doesn't blow you away, but it also doesn't like it's not a gore fest or anything close to that. It's a PG
Yeah, it's
13.
PG-13, so it's not too
Yeah.
bad.
So it's kind of just kind of weird at times, throws you off rhythm. Um, but again, I enjoyed it. I give it a solid 7 out of 10. I think there's
No shit.
nothing else in theaters right now. Like, go watch it. I'm sure people
Yeah.
who are one guy behind me in the theater, like you could tell he was familiar with the video games because he was like naming all the characters. Oh, there's so and so. There's so and so. You know. And at the end, he's like, you know what? Like that was actually pretty. Like So as a fan of the video game, he appreciated the movie as well.
Yeah,
Um,
when it comes to movies made from video games, it's hard to hit the mark.
yeah,
Real quick, the audience on this one, or the audience, the critics on this gave it a 25%. Audience hasn't rated it yet.
they just did. Okay. Yeah, they gave it a 7.5 or a 7 out of 10. Uh,
But no, yeah, when it comes to movies made from video games, it's tough to hit the mark. Super Mario did a really good job on that, though.
yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, so I think maybe if that's the lens in which you're comparing this to, like, oh hey, Super Mario made a movie about a video game, and that was spectacular. Like,
Yeah,
um, one, I'd be curious to see if you could pull up maybe like the difference in how much like production went into this. But like this is not a movie that's supposed to like launch a franchise, or
Yeah.
like it's not. If they ruin the reputation of the Five Nights at Freddy's, it's not going to do the same damage as if they like ruined Mario. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. They're actually
um.
doing a reboot on the game, the Super Mario game,
Okay.
like from the old one.
Yeah. Um. But yeah, like again, if you're going into it expecting it's going to be this thing, like no, it's a very simple movie, and like the scope of it, they don't try to make it too broad or extreme, and um, I think it could have been a little bit better. They could have done some things more creative, have maybe a little bit more fun along the way. But again, it was just kind of the next foot never landed where you thought it was. It was kind of not a super suspenseful thriller or anything, but like you're like, huh,
Yeah.
that was I like that. That was different.
Super Mario, the budget is pretty low. I'm
Yeah.
surprised. $100 million.
Okay. Oh God,
The
that's low.
I
Like,
mean,
yeah,
relative, right? Fucking Avengers was like 300 million, 350 million.
yeah.
For the Five Nights at Freddy, 25 million was the budget.
Okay. Yeah, but again, I think I heard like Five Nights at Freddy due to the video game actually had like a big pre-sale. Like
Oh wow.
I think upwards like $30 to $40 million they had in pre-sales, which is like amazing because
Damn.
that's if that's true that it's going to outperform what Flowers of the Killer Moon did, and that was a $200 million movie.
Oh shit.
Yeah. um, yeah, go. I think it's worth checking out in theaters. I think it will. You'll be like you'll walk away kind of with like like that. It's not too bad. Kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Uh, but not great. I want to put it up there with something that like knocked me on my ass. But again, it's worth if you're looking for a movie to go to. Um, I would definitely recommend that as if you don't want something that's overly serious, something you can kind of just sit back and enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm probably gonna go watch it today. Today's
Okay.
Friday.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna go watch it. So we'll see. We'll see what
Yeah,
it's
we'll,
all
yeah,
about.
we'll see if you agree. We
Yeah.
we could tack this on as like your first movie follow up. See
Movie
what you
follow. Yeah, we can start doing that.
You're gonna have a long ways to catch up. But that's it for this episode. It's a short one today.
Yeah, it
Um,
is.
but if you go out and watch either one of these movies, let us know what you thought of it. Um, be curious to hear back from you guys. And if there's something on a streaming platform you'd want a movie you think hasn't got the love that it deserves, and like, oh hey, I've seen this movie, it's on Netflix, nobody's talking about it. Let us know. I think we'd be curious to hear, see what recommendations
Go
out
watch
there.
the movie. Go watch the movie about the big camera. Check it out.
Oh, such a stupid movie.
I watched it 3 times.
And like the first, you ended up watching that thing probably 10 times. Like you were
No, I
obsessed.
watched it like 3 times.
The first night you watched it like 2 or 3 times.
It
Movie
was a
was.
terrible movie.
You're like, dude, it's so gets you thinking. You got to watch it and like think about it and then like watch it again and like, dude, it's a stupid ass camera that somehow takes a picture of the future, and like that might have been
Weird
maybe the
movie.
first time you saw like a good like or somebody playing with the timeline, like how like
Yeah.
the future affecting the past affecting the future. Even though you're a huge Back to the Future fan, which is
I am.
literally the messing of a timeline,
Yeah.
you're just happy they time traveled using a camera rather than a car. That's why you don't do
All
movie.
right,
That's
everybody.
why you don't do
Like,
movie reviews.
like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody.